Throughout the entirety of Love Live, there's a lot of imagery and thematic elements that are frequently mentioned and explored. Lights, shining, snow, flowers, darkness, zero, water, unity. From lyrics to the visuals, all of these are placed with great care and importance as they connect the meanings behind these tales of girls who seek the summit that is Love Live, to know what it takes to be a school idol. However, of all of these pieces of symbolism, there is one thing that prevails throughout the series above any of the others: a single white feather that fell from the sky. This feather, which appears throughout the whole series and was even the image that began the story of Aqours, is what is most prominently used throughout the entire series. But why? What could that feather mean? How does it connect the stories of the legendary 9 and the 10 who defied fate? Well, to understand this, we must once again return to the story of Otonokizaka High School. Ubuge no kotori tachi mo itsuka sora ni habataku. Okina suyoi tsubasa de tobu. These are the lyrics to the very first song Muse ever performed, the song that was the fruit of the efforts of 3 girls who wanted to save their school, of 3 girls who despite their failure resolved to keep pushing forward until every seat in the auditorium was filled. These words, when translated, come to mean, even newborn baby birds will someday soar through the sky. They'll fly with great, strong wings. One major concept used throughout Love Live is that of flight, with birds being the most prominent piece of symbolism presenting this idea. When they performed, Muse often felt as if they were flying, soaring above the sky, but as the song says, they haven't truly learned to fly yet. The world isn't so kind and hardships will follow, but they have to keep pushing forward because how else will they be able to start to begin a new journey? How else will they learn how to fly? Throughout Muse's journey, they faced many different challenges. Their very first live where they performed that song was an astronomical failure, as no one stood in that crowd except for a small group of 9. Ellie's constant resistance to letting them be established pushed Honoka and her friends to defy her words. Challenge after challenge presented itself to Muse, yet they pushed on. That little bird slowly but surely learned how to fly, soaring far above any school idol that came before them, those wings powered by their love for school idols. This is why flight is one of the most commonly used concepts throughout all of Love Live. Wings, birds, and flight all symbolize freedom, the granting of a wish to embark on a journey, to start. And what fell from those wings that carried those dreams and a desire to begin again was a single white feather. But there's a little more to it than just that. Sure, the feather means flight and all that, but why is it a white feather? Why specifically that color? Well, why did they make a song about the snow? Snow Halation is arguably the most famous song in Muse's catalog, if not the most famous song in all of Love Live. Funnily enough, the song is also a love song. While it may be interpreted as romantic love, the creative process behind the song was a little more innocent than that. None of the members of Muse had any romantic experience, let alone any way of creating a song to replicate those feelings. However, they possessed a different kind of love. Their love for school idols, their love for performing, their love for their school, their love for each other, and their love for Muse. It is a love that was as pure, mysterious, and beautiful as the white snow, filled with their passion yet can only stay for a short amount of time. A feather is what is left behind by beating wings that have taken to the sky. It, like the white snow, fell from the heavens, portraying that same feeling of love. But unlike the snow, the feather stays behind, for it's the bird who has disappeared. That love is a feeling that was left behind to be carried by others who felt that love. Everyone who watched as Muse performed felt that love they went onto that stage with, singing and dancing with all of the passion in their hearts, shining as brightly as they could and soaring to the summit on the path that they found themselves. But a bird can't stay in its nest once it learns how to fly. A school idol is someone who shines as bright as they can during that period of 3 years. They experience that love as much as they can so that they can move on to the next journey without any regrets. Once again, for Muse to truly shine, they had to fly.
目を閉じて。こ、 こうですか？
Muse
飛べるよ。飛べるよ。いつだって飛べる。あの頃のように。エリです。あの後3人だけで話し合いました。人気が出たこと、私たちの歌が多くの人に聴かれていること、ラブライブのために力を貸してほしいと言われていること、嬉しく思いました。でも私たちの答えは変わりませんでした。ミューズを続けることはありません。
Because a bird has to eventually leave their nest, Muse had to leave the world of school idols, but not without it shining as bright as they could. As they wrote Sunny Day's song and performed to the nation, the world saw what school idols could do. The little birds known as Muse finally spread their wings and flew, and all they left behind was a feather. That white feather of Muse that carried with it their feelings and love fell into a small town by the sea, where a new journey began. Takumi Chika, who was inspired by the light of Muse, didn't realize that that blinding light would cast a shadow upon her as she would eventually need to leave. As she saw the legendary Nine perform the song that was their rallying cry and their proclamation of the beginning of their journey, Chika was overwhelmed with a desire to see what they saw, and thus decided that the only way to do so was to emulate what she saw. I want to be like Muse. Does this pose look like them? I want to write a love song just like Muse's Snow Halation. I'm normal. If only I could be like them. What made them special? What is it that made Muse so different from everyone else? What makes them so different from me? What Chika sought at first was to simply become an imitation of the white wings that carried Muse to the summit of Love Life. Every effort she and everyone in Aqours put in was to become more like them. The very first song they performed was made with the intention of being a song like Snow Halation. Yume no Tobira was what made Riko see the shine of school idols. Ruby and Daya began their passion for school idols in their passion of Muse. Hanamaru was inspired by Rin's beauty despite her tomboyish nature, but even though they tried their hardest and even though they gathered together in unison, they still couldn't fly due to the weight of that zero. As they attempted to fly, the light of Saint Snow melted away their imitation wings. If they wanted to succeed, they needed to leave the shadow of Muse that caged them. Wings and flight symbolize freedom, and Muse was ever only just the Nine. Muse would ever only be where the Nine were together, and as the Nine had left Otonokizaka, they didn't even leave anything behind at their school.
もしかしてスクールアイドルの方ですか？あ、はい。ミューズのこと知りたくて来てみたんですけど、そういう人多いですよ。でも残念ですけど、ここには何も残ってなくて、ミューズの人たち何も残していかなかったらしいです。自分たちのものも優勝の記念品も記録も、物なんかなくても心はつながっているからって、それでいいんだよって。
If they wanted to succeed, Aqua needed to find wings of their own. They were chasing after Muse on the same path they did, on borrowed wings, but Muse didn't succeed because they followed a path. They did so because they found their own path with their own wings. To reach the summit of Love Life, they needed their own path, and once Chika resolved to find her wings that she could call her own, that feather fell down into her hand once more. She finally understood what it was she had to do. As mentioned before, the color of the feather symbolizes the very spirit of that group of school idols. Muse's white feather was colored white, the white of their pure love for school idols, for each other and for Muse. It was colored in the white of the snow that symbolized their love, like a dove soaring into the sky. But more importantly, Muse's actions were what set into motion the widespread popularity of all school idols. Because of what they did, school idols are far more popular than ever before. That feather, along with meaning love, purity, and passion, was also a symbol of beginning. A blank white canvas for others to paint their own feelings, their own passion, their own love onto. That feather was something that would be their inspiration for others to begin their journey. Other little birds who needed to learn how to fly. Aqours continually searched for that path to find their own wings. Time and time again they searched, worked as hard as they could, and failed. Time and time again they kept getting back up, spreading their wings and performing with all of the passion they had in their hearts. Through every zero, every failure, and every crushing defeat, they got up once again onto that stage. Like a baby bird falling from its nest, all they could do was climb up once more and try again. But even when they seemingly found an answer, the school that they loved was scheduled to close forever. What they had fought for all this time had slipped through their grasp. The path that they thought they found was gone. But the 10th idol came to Aqours with a solution. The solution to immortalize Uranohoshi Girls Academy was one that they all came up with together, all 10 looking to the sky with hope. The answer they were searching for was possible because they were together. Just as Muse was only ever the 9, Aqours was the 10 idols of Uranohoshi, the little town by the sea where blue waters and blue skies spread for miles. This town that they loved, where 3 girls came together despite circumstances. This town where a girl from the school Muse left behind showed her the beauty of music once again in its waters. This town where they made a promise and celebrated under the deep blue night sky. The town of Uchiura that housed their precious Uranohoshi would be what they fought for, not just the 9, but all 10.
なんかドキドキする。どのくらい大きいんだろう。全然想像つかないわね。つら時間ぴったりね。この先にあるんだよね、ドームが。その通りですわ。秋葉ドーム、全国でも有数の規模を誇る会場。ラブライブファイナル。どのくらい走ったのかな、どこまで来たのかな、どこまで続くのかな、わからないけど、あの時と今思っていること全てがあってここにたどり着けたんだと思う。雲の上だって空を飛んでるみたいだって。思いっきり楽しもう。弾けよう。そして優勝しよう。私たちの輝きと証を見つけに。さあ行くよ。
When they performed, when Aqours went onto the stage, it was with all of these feelings they held in their hearts. The passion that filled their wings wasn't just a love for school idols, for music, for dancing, and for each other. It was a love for that school that resides in that small town surrounded by sea and sky. It was a passion for everyone who came from that town and supported Aqours with every bit of love they had, shining with all of their might. It was 9 who stood upon the stage as 10 shouted their names and sang along from the crowd. This love would forever be carved into their hearts. These feelings that pile up in this moment that they cherish with their lives may eventually fly away and disappear, but that love will remain. While they may be separated as they embark on a journey with these newfound wings, Aqours would never forget this time that they cherished because they will always be connected underneath the blue sky. That love will be felt in the name that won Love Live. On top of the stage of the Love Live finals that was covered in clouds like the blue sky, the audience was showered in the symbol of their passion and their love. The pure white feather of Muse was dyed in the color of the water blue.
今は今で昨日と違うよ。明日への途中じゃなく今は今だね。 な瞬間のことが重なっては消えてく心に刻むんだ WattheWut
But above all, that feather has one meaning amongst all the others. As it falls from the sky and lands into the hands of those watching, as it fills the air with the light and the color of the bird who flew, a simple statement is heard. I'm waiting in the light. Come after me. Thank you guys for watching. This is another entry in the Love Live analysis series, as well as an entry in the 12 days of anime. I pushed it back because, you know, the workload or something like that. No, I didn't want to rush this video because I felt like this was important. This is probably one of the most prominent pieces of symbolism in Love Live that gets ignored. I'd like to now thank my patrons, namely people like Nunmanji, Flutterrod Butt, The Pretentious One, Chandler Makes Video, and Chaz Mix. If you want more news on videos that are coming out, you can follow me on Twitter or check out my Discord. And if you don't want to patron me on Patreon, you could always check out my coffee. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.